gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car. I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, shout around? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Welcome back. A popular Halloween attraction along Magazine Street is now in limbo.
So you may be familiar with the Ghost Manor, but owners tell WDSU they may not continue with their spooky decor this year because of a rise in crime in the Irish Channel.
WDSU reporter Shea O'Connor shares this story only on 6.
Wow, so you have a family who basically has been hosting a haunted house for decades, it appears, and this year they're not doing it. Guess who ruined the haunted house? I mean, guys, these super gremlins are on demon time.
David Gentry and his family live here at the manor that we all know and love, putting up decorations like what you see here behind me for 11 years. And he tells me in all those 11 years, he's never seen crime as bad as it is right now in the Irish Channel.
Unfortunately, you're hearing more stories like this, and it's getting out of control, kind of the crime problem.
David Gentry says Sunday morning he woke up to someone trying to break into a friend's vehicle parked on the side of his home along Magazine Street.
I shined a flashlight in their direction.
But Gentry wasn't prepared for the scary moments that happened next.
And then they shot at me 3 times. I called 911, and while I was on the phone with 911, they came back around again, presumably to shoot me again.
Dang. I mean, where is your strap, big dog? At this point, I'm firing back. Like, oh, they doubling back? They spinning the block? Yo, let's get some action in on this. I mean, gliders, I mean... Are you guys going to attempt to defend yourselves? I guess he would be considered a racist if he picked one of them off, even though they attempted to shoot him. I mean, it's getting wicked out here, guys.
And then I ran inside.
Gentry made this post on the Irish Channel neighborhood group to warn others who may have heard the gunfire. But he says this isn't the first time something like this has happened at the Ghost Manor we all know and love.
My home was also burglarized twice. They jumped the fence. I have a lot better security now over the past couple of weeks, but they actually got in a carriage house and garage and got tools out of there that we're reusing to set up the display.
Dang, so they robbed the haunted house and then they still wanted to go on. The black community's like, oh, why y'all shutting down the haunted house this year? I mean, see, back in the day, you'll have the OGs and they'll say, hey, man, the haunted house is off limits. Touch everybody else that you want, but the haunted house is off limits. Because that's our spot. That's what we do on Halloween. We go to the haunted house. You know, we kick it. We, you know, protect the chicks when they scared of the little, you know, monsters that are in there. I'm telling you guys right now, I mean, these super gremlins have done a number on this city, and actually, this picture right here is a representation of the horror that this city has been facing for a few years now.
Halloween display Gentry has been preparing for months now.
This might be, I might take everything down. I'm considering not doing it this year because if I can't go outside and feel safe, then I don't know how I'm going to even maintain it.
It's a part of decor.
Yeah, and see, what'll happen is he'll do the haunted house. The super gremlins will come. They'll buy tickets, or maybe they'll just, you know, break in, and then they'll scope the house out, see what tools or whatever they can take out, and there you have it. I mean, they're hitting licks like crazy.
Or the family has been setting up since 2012.
It hurts, kind of. It really saddens me because I think that part of the reason I do this, a free gift to the public, I do it because I think it's important to spread joy, give people something positive to experience.
But Gentry is now hoping police patrols will be stepped up in this part of the city he knows and loves.
At some point, then you have to, when physical safety starts, you know, it starts hitting too close to home, then, you know, you have to wonder, like, how long are we going to live here? How long is my family going to want to even stay at this point? So
Next week, Gentry plans to meet with the city council member who represents this area to discuss ways in which he and his neighbors can feel more safe in their own community. I'll let you know how that goes. Reporting from the Irish Channel, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
All right, Shay, thank you. And, you know, Gentry says even before the shooting incident and the home burglaries, his vehicle was also broken into several times. He's hoping to have his display finished by Friday, the 13th of October.
No answer. 5 years and no answers. A young truck driver found dead at a truck stop, and her family believes it was foul play. One woman is honoring her memory. Our Whitney Miller explains.
If you are into big rigs, you may have come across Sabrina Lockley on social media.
Coming from a family of truckers, I never thought that I would find myself here.
She uses her TikTok to talk safety for drivers, especially women.
I lock my doors to go on the other side of my truck to pump fuel.
5 years ago, when she was on the road in California, she heard about the death of a young woman at a truck stop here in New Orleans.
Yeah, man. It's like that. It is like that. You know, being a truck driver is a dangerous job because you're traveling to so many places that you're not really aware of when it comes to the surroundings, what are the happenings of that area. You can get caught up in some messy stuff. So I really feel bad for her because this was 5 years ago, and we're doing some catch up on some cold cases today. Just because New Orleans already has so much going on, I wanted to kind of go into the past and really jog you guys' memory.
It was like headline breaking news, and it just hit me hard. I didn't need to know her personally to feel grief and pain.
She said it moved her to create a memorial and share the story of Carmisha Thomas, a Clarksdale, Mississippi native who made a stop in New Orleans.
They said she was covered in blood.
Back in 2018, Thomas's body was found in her truck at the Mardi Gras truck stop on Elysian Fields. Her mother at the time told CBS WREG she suspected foul play.
I really think that someone did something to her. I don't know whether she'd been poisoned. I don't really know.
Sabrina Lockley tells me that whenever she's in town, she stops by this memorial to clean it up. She says her goal is to make sure Carmisha is always remembered and that female truckers are reminded to be aware.
I find myself putting my seatbelts through my door handles, that my doors can't be open even when I'm asleep. Some people tie strings to their air horn to their door, so if their door opens, it's gonna do the loud noise that semis make.
Some of those
yeah, I mean, makes sense. They got their precautions, but why not just carry?
Tips center around locking your doors whenever you leave the cabin and keeping your guard up when stopped at different truck stops.
It means a lot to me because, again, it can happen to any of us, you know, and there's new people coming to the industry every day. So if I'm able to spread awareness, then I want to.
In New Orleans, Whitney Miller, Eyewitness News.
The New Orleans Police Department is still investigating this case.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
We're revisiting a case from the day after Christmas 2021. Dillon Burton was riding in her mom's car on the West Bank when someone opened fire from another car. Police don't think she was the intended target, but she was the one who lost her life. A week after the murder of 7-year-old Dillon Burton, the community gathered to march in her memory and appeal for leads. 1 year after the attack, her family gathered by her grave for this balloon release, and this coming December 26th will mark 2 years with no justice for the girl's family.
So, this young lady, Dillon Burton, was deleted And it's crazy that we're revisiting this, because I did this story a while ago, years ago, and still nobody found for her murders.
It was the day after Christmas 2021 when Dillon and her sister were riding in a car driven by her mother at the corner of General de Gaulle and Hendy Street. That's where gunfire erupted and a stray bullet hit and killed Dillon. Soon after the shooting, police announced this pickup truck was suspected of being involved. Now, thanks to an anonymous donor, there's an additional $10,000 of reward money, and all of it could be yours if you phone in the tip that solves the case to Crime Stoppers. So far, more than 460 people have been booked after their cases rolled on the wheel of justice.
Also within a week of Dillon's death, the NOPD released surveillance footage of another car considered a vehicle of interest, but it also failed to generate any good leads.
Me and my family and my friends, we just wanted to come out and, remember her and let her know, that she's not forgotten.
Today, family and friends remember the life of little Dillon Burton, shot and killed the day after Christmas last year.
I remember this happening in Algiers. The hope for the family now is that someone will step forward with information that can help police solve this case. WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor live at St. Roch Cemetery to share the family's message. Shay.
Gina and Daryl, on this same day last year, the 7-year-old was shot and killed in Algiers at General de Gaulle in Hendy Street. Now, 1 year later, and the family tells me they're still praying for closure in the case. Dillon Burton's memory is still very much alive today. Her mother, Marquisha Burton, thinks of her daughter daily with laughter and tears.
That she's not forgotten, So we just gonna release some balloons to send up to her, to let her know we miss her.
So another balloon release. Look, man, we gotta start doing something different at this point. Okay, maybe get some doves, something that's gonna be eco-friendly. But I mean, it's so sad that this girl was deleted by these super gremlins. But like I said, during that time, there was a lot of hostility toward police. The reaction time was lagged. The resources were low. So we all know the first 48 are the most important hours or time period in finding a person who done something this horrible. But the resources were lacking. So, and that was something that sisters were asking for. They really were. They were asking to defund the police, no doubt about it. And then when you see the results of it, the unsolved murders of that time period that will never be solved, most likely, unless there are a lot of brothers giving some deathbed confessions. It's the only way.
On December 26, 2001, 7-year-old Dillon was riding with her mom and sister in Algiers when someone opened fire on their car. Dillon was killed. An innocent life cut so short.
You changed my life. You took an innocent child.
Since her death, no arrests have been made, causing even more unrest for the family, who had to bring in Christmas Day this year without the little girl described as fun-loving, smart, and with a love for dancing.
I know it was a mistake. And I just wish whoever did it can man up or woman up to and admit it, I wouldn't bring her back, but I have a peace of mind.
She's 7 years old. She didn't even get a chance to live her life. So if whoever was responsible for it, they should be held accountable for it.
The hope.
Yeah, and the calls for accountability come too late, I'm afraid, because this one's going to the grave unless they get some significant evidence. I mean, time like this on a homicide, it's pretty much donezo. Respectfully. Now, I hope they find who done it, but you all know that the no snitch code is in full effect, and some of the assailants could even be dead at this point. So man, it's a somber moment for the community because we start thinking about what is to come, and it only looks like more of the same.
Is that someone somewhere knows something that may bring peace to this heartbroken family.
New Orleans not that big. Like I know somebody knows, and I just want somebody like do for me. Like if this was your daughter.
So you heard her. New Orleans not that big, and like I said, the hood knows. Man, the hood know who did that. They know. But the thing is, they're not going to speak up because they already, you know, smoked a pack dedicated to her. And some of those guys, as sick as it may seem, and this is not what I'm saying how I feel, but some of those guys actually take pride in taking the life of anyone, you know, and it doesn't matter. Women, children, men, I keep saying this. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Your sister or your granddaughter, like you want somebody to tell if they knew.
And Marquisha Burton actually just had a child. He's 3 months old, and she just talks about how it's just so sad that he'll never get a chance to meet his sibling, who I'm told was a really great big sister. With that being said, if you do have any information at all that could lead to an arrest when it comes to Dillon Burton's case, you're being urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. Reporting live from St. Roch Cemetery, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
My child was innocent. She was 7 years old. She didn't do anything to nobody. And the person who did this to my child, you took a child that will probably love you if she met you, would give you the shirt off of her back. My baby didn't deserve this. My child here, she didn't deserve to see that. That's her best friend. She saw her sister like that. I saw my child like that. We have to live with that for the rest of our life. Like, I don't even think I can drive a car anymore because I'm scared. I don't think I could drive anymore. I don't know. I don't see how I could go on with my life. When she was such a big factor in my life, she the only thing I did right. Hi, Kennedy. I just need whoever did this, if you could find it in your heart, just to turn yourself in. Like, if you know anything, please say it. If you think you saw something, it could be the smallest thing. If you think you saw something, please just come forward. Come on.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.